Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Jacob, and this is my read-along for In Search of Truth. Today we'll begin on page 5, last paragraph, in the introduction. In 1962, Bob Dylan composed the song, Blowin' in the Wind. If you have not heard the song, please stop and go and listen to the song. It's an amazing song. And in 2004, Rolling Stone magazine actually identified it as one of the greatest songs of all times. The song presents Dylan's realization that truth is everywhere, and those who stop to observe and look for it will find it. In Dylan's own words, "There ain't too much I can say about this song, except that the answer is blowin' in the wind. It ain't in no book, or movie, or TV show, or discussion group. Too many of these hip people are telling me where the answer is, but oh, I won't believe that. I still say it's in the wind. And just like a restless piece of paper, it's got to come down some. But the only trouble is that no one picks up the answer when it comes down, so not too many people get to see and know. And then it flies away." End quote. This comment by Bob really intrigued me because what he's saying is that the best education you can get is not found reading my book. It's not going to school. It's not talking to somebody who knows a lot. But the best education you can find is actually learning to open your eyes and watch what's going on around you. Many people say, "What do you mean?" I tell them, Albert Einstein, he invented the theory of relativity. It changed science forever. It also changed technology forever. But many people don't realize that Albert Einstein found this idea of the theory of relativity by sitting and just watching nature. Many people don't realize that he had a job being a patent clerk, an administration job, but he learned to do his job very quickly. And the rest of the day, after he got all of his work done in a couple of hours, he would just sit there and work out his ideas. And one of these ideas became the theory of relativity. You don't need an expensive program. You don't need to go to a prestigious college to be able to get the best education you can find. All you have to do is learn to open your eyes. Now people will say, well, what do you mean? How can some people see more when everybody sees the same thing? The key is everybody doesn't see the same thing. I remember when I was a professor at Arizona State University, I would often go talk to students I knew were having a difficult time. Well, one time I go and talk to a student, and my TA asked me afterwards, "How did you know that that student was having a rough day?" I looked at the person and said, "Couldn't you see them?" And the TA asked me, "Well, what did you see?" I said, "I saw that his clothes were all wrinkly, like he just took it out of a gym bag, crumpled up. He was wearing shoes but no socks. His hair was all messed up." Just by looking at him, I could tell this person was having a rough day. But my TA didn't see any of that. And so the next question I get was, how do I develop the ability to be able to open my eyes and see this and to see more? Well, I learned this from my father. When I was younger, I would travel with my father all over the world. In fact, I still do. Giving presentations, doing work for large organizations. And as we traveled, I started to realize that my father would pay attention to everyone. In fact, whenever we would board an airplane, oftentimes the person who would sit next to us, my father had already seen before we got on the plane. This kind of amazed me. I was trying to figure out, well, what was he watching? What was he paying attention to? And I found out that my father would observe in anything that seemed out of the ordinary, anything that seemed like someone was doing something a little bit differently than he would expect. Anything unique, he would pay special attention to try to sit by that person or talk to that person. What he was doing was he was understanding what was going on. And whenever he saw something unique, he would talk to the person and figure out what was really going on. This quickly allowed him now to be able to look at someone, and without talking to them or saying a word, he could quickly figure out what was in this person's mind, what this person was going through. And so this is your challenge this week. Your challenge is to learn to observe and pay attention to things around you. It could be waiting in a grocery line. It could be in a meeting or even at home with your family. But learn to lift your head up, and instead of just being enveloped in whatever you're doing, learn to look at other people. Watch what's going on around you. And when you see something out of the ordinary or something that you didn't think should happen, go and talk to that person. Go and figure out what's going on. And you will find that you will quickly gain the ability to open your eyes and to be able to see reality and what's going on. Good luck this week. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll talk to you later. Bye.